because the client will feel it when you first put it on, it's better to set that, say, to start with at 10%. So if I stop back, just to go through the settings, cryo mono, this port, that's if we're just applying one treatment. What I've done is I've explained I'll go through that in a minute, Dylan, actually. So vacuum power, no more than 20%, important. That's the one thing I will say about that. I had a situation in Australia where they confused the fact that you up the apheresis after 15 minutes, and they thought we meant you up the vacuum. And they upped the vacuum to 80%, and the client froze like crazy because it sucks really hard onto the plates and causes excessive freezing. So 20% really, you don't need any more than that. Apheresis, select the relevant waveform, increase the in power initially 10%, then you can, after 15 minutes when they're kind of numb, increase it like 30–50%. Okay, that's fine. And then ultimately we press start. It's always a good advice.
So it's only 19 minutes on the vacuum?
What I would do...
20 minutes on vacuum?
20 minutes.
It's only 20 minutes
Yeah,
per area?
No, it's 45. What you tend to do, when you're getting the client ready, you put the pad on obviously. What I suggest is a good protocol is just to make sure, before you apply it, that it's cold, it's freezing, yeah? That it's working. Then, apply it to the client, settle them in, because obviously initially the first treatment they need to know, they're a bit scared about it, so reassurance, apply it, tell them what they're likely to expect, just settle them down with the treatment, get them to experience the stop.
But after that you increase the 30 minutes and then you just increase to
Absolutely.
up to 50.
Stop, back. You've got quick release buttons here. Make sure the clients are told that they connect it straight, because obviously if they're pulling up and doing this, we don't want them to snap this. Okay. Effectively what this is about is that's the vacuum element, this is the water circulation. So one is water coming out, one is water going back and
so it's just pushing in, click and then press release to pull out.
So this big bit, the long bit at the top, we place it, just make loosely, you can see that's correct. And then literally maybe hold here, click, click, it's on, okay?
So release up and down, click or just top?
Push in, both.
Both, huh?
Bottom, top, yeah.
Okay.
So we're straight on, you can feel it going in, and then click, click, okay? So again, to reiterate with the cryo mono is left, cryo duo is both. When we select it, it circulates and emits on both. The water top up is here. When we're filling, it's left. When we're draining, it's right. I can't tell you which one of these filters relates to cryo or dermology because it's new. I just need to look inside. But effectively all these are they're connected to the various vacuum options. So for example with the cryo, if there's too much juice is going in, then it's very good practice to make sure that the customers check these filters regularly, because if these filters fill up, they are making its way then through here to the motor. It's not normal that you get a lot. I mean, you're using with the vacuum dermology, you're using generally, what's the product? Glycerin, yeah? So that doesn't tend to go up the head too much. Obviously with the cryo, if they're holding it the right way, you will get some every now and then in there, but we're not talking a lot. But it's very important that they just keep an eye on these to make sure that they're free. This is a problem, if they think that they undo this black screw here, to empty, it's difficult to tighten it. So what they need to do is ensure that this anti-clockwise is how they deal with it. Remember there's an O-ring on the top of that. So if the O-ring comes off, they make sure they place it around the edge and put it back. Most of the time it stays up there. If they suffer loss of vacuum on the cryo or the dermology, this is always the problem because they haven't put this back right. and there's a loss. This is where it's a sealed system. If this is undone here, they'll lose vacuum. Okay. Something like that. A recommendation. On here.
Should we hold this?
Sure.
So it means it's enough water when it goes.
If there wasn't enough water, the machine has a fail-safe where it won't work. So if someone said all the cryo head's not getting cold, it's possible. Check the water first before anything. Okay, so that's empty. Then to fill it, should be okay. See, sometimes you get a little bit of water coming out and people think it's full, but it's not. You just get a few, if you see some bubbles coming out of there.
Yep.
More water or no?
That's full now, look. See, continuing flow.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put some more water. Do you mind just getting some more, just to make sure? It's better, rather than break and put it, it's better to have like enough water in a 5 litre so you don't effectively get stop air.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll show you a few tricks as well in a minute how to get rid of if you had an air block. See, there's still a little bit of there's a little bit of air in there, but that's now solid, yeah.
Okay, so that's a trick, yeah, to pour it out until the air goes out.
Yeah, till you stop seeing bubbles, just keep pouring it through. So that's how, if someone was, remember we said, if they were doing continual cryo, I don't think this machine will have any issues because it has a very super cooled chamber. But if they experience that, then you just do a quick water change to get rid of the warm water and away you go. Take, 2 minutes really if you had the right.
Okay. And they can just use normal water.
Distilled water.
Distilled water.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've done it like this because it's only,
Okay. And then
Better to use
distilled water.
always distilled, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah? So you can see the water comes out of the top one. And you just get a solid flow.
What is this for?
Just to get rid of any airlocks if there were any. You don't need to do that. It's only if obviously water circulates around. Also, if you did, say for example,
捐的还是你的这颗箱子？
对了，
谁的？这边的，
这边的。
这是你的啊。
I know you will not like this part, but this is my favorite part.
Yeah, you hope.
This Allen key is cool.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. Lots of engineering in there.
It's solid inside.
No.
Just the yellow wire is
Yeah.
12:30.